Now I've gone into detail about the whole episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta fight, but I do that on my blog, my website, lovekiana.com. Link is down below, check it out. But right now I'm just going to talk about the fight. I'm sure many of you have heard Apollo has been arrested for bank fraud and identity theft. He loves those white collar crimes, child. But I'm hoping it's not true. I'm hoping he was falsely accused, even though everything in me is saying, girl, he did it. I'm hoping that Phaedra didn't know nothing about it. I mean, she is a lawyer. She's smart enough to act like she didn't. If she did, let's just hope it's not true. Now, Nene, I mean, I used to like her, but since her roles or the entire show has been canceled, I'm speaking about Glee and the new normal, like, she's just been showing her ass again. But it's like on another level. She has this, I'm better than you vibe. That's the type of vibe she gives off. And it's not one episode that's made me feel this way. It's crazy because on my last video about the Real Housewives, I was all for Nene and, totally against Kenya. Now, I'm against them both because I just don't like the attitude Nene gives off. It's just, it's trashy, it's trifling. She finally got some money and she's been around people that are more refined than herself, and she's sort of caught on to those habits and brought them back to Atlanta. And, she's trying to give off some, I've changed vibe, but in reality, you're just messy and I can't stand it, child. Anyways, that bitch Nene done brought every damn body to the pajama party. And I mean everybody. Mind you, half these couples don't even like the other couples, or, certain individuals, they've all gotten to it. So she knew that was gonna be messy. Everybody knew it was gonna be messy. And I'm sure the producers had a lot to do with that. I'm sure they had everything to do with that. But Nene herself stated that she's the one that invited them, so she shall take the blame. And we all knew it was gonna pop out as soon as Nene said that she wanted to help everyone and everyone should keep it real. Basically, let's talk about the rumors we all spread about each other and start some bullshit to keep the show interesting. Lord Apollo said he spends $8,000 at the strip club. You can't brag on that unless you have like millions. Like, you have to have a lot of money to be throwing out $8 grand every time you go to the strip club. Now you have to take into consideration that $8 grand in conjunction with how often he goes to strip clubs to conclude exactly why he's resorted to white collar crime again. And then Natalie mentions the common law rumor that Kenya started. And, that's when shit pops off. Chris said Kenya's on medication. Brandon, sitting next to her, was like, oh, bitch. Like, oh. He was too much for that one. He reacted harder than Kenya did. They confront Kenya on that shit she was talking about, a relationship that she was not even a part of. And she tries to get in Natalie's face. She should have kept her ass in her seat. If you attempt to stand over someone or just, quickly approach them, if you're having a heated discussion, of course they're gonna take it as a threat. She knew what the fuck she was doing. And of course she will never admit to doing anything wrong. If we're arguing and you walk up on me, I'm gonna stand up. I just gotta be ready. I don't know what's going through your mind, and I just have to be prepared to defend myself. That's what she gave off. You don't have to stand up. I saw somebody say, well, shit, if somebody was talking shit, I'm gonna walk up on them too. And I'm like, yeah, you probably ratchet just like Kenya. You ain't got no class and self-control. That bitch is 40. I'm 24 and I know, etiquette and just body language. If you don't want to appear threatening, you're not going to just try to walk up to somebody and stand over them during an argument. That right there sparked the issue, because then Chris, Natalie's husband, or whoever he is to her, tries to stop her. He was trying to shield his wife. I mean, that does make sense. If that's my mom and I see somebody just walking up on her, I'm going to get in the way. That's all he did. He didn't manhandle her. He just grabbed her. And then Kenya gonna try to make it sound like, she tries to make it sound like he assaulted her. What man grabs on a woman? Well, Kenya, if, not too long after he grabbed you, the producer grabbed your ass. The producer had you by your waist, was holding you against your will. You were immobile. You could not move. They made sure you weren't even able to turn around and see the fight. So, I guess if Chris was assaulting you, then that producer just went all the way overboard. Like, he just went crazy on you. That producer definitely should be charged with assault if that is what you deem assault. That man held your entire body as opposed to just your little arm. So I'm just saying to Kenya and all her little cronies, be consistent with your bullshit. Be consistent with your accusations. If Chris was wrong, then the producers were wrong. But I know you're not going to sue the producers because, that's your paycheck. And Kenya's little friend / assistant, Brandon, whatever, he became her little guard dog. He went overboard. Like, Kenya, that was a spark. I can understand when she lashed, get off of me, way more dramatic than it really was. You knew what he was doing. He was trying to stop you from approaching his woman. That's all it was. You had no business approaching her like a fucking teenager, like, what'd you say? What? No, I'm forward pedaling. I could really do without her on the show. Everyone's like, she's entertaining. She's annoying to me. Brandon acts a fool. He makes it way bigger than it is. Spinning and shit. Peter tried to stop it. If this motherfucker, like, just, he didn't take into consideration anyone else that, you know, the neutral parties. Peter was trying to stop the fight. He's, you know, acting all crazy. And then there were things that were edited out. If you're not familiar with editing like that, you know, basically where there's time missing, there are gaps in the footage. That's basically what I'm saying. There was a little quick snippets. There was shit missing. How did they get from here to here? There was editing involved. Keep that in mind. So something happened, then all of a sudden Apollo, it appeared that he was trying to stop the fight, threw his little ass down. It took him nothing to throw him down. And then Apollo says he punched him in the face. And that's why Apollo, you know, went in on him. That makes sense. Because it wouldn't make sense for him to throw him down and, you know, I'm gonna whoop your ass, but then he accused him of punching him in the face. Like, it wouldn't add up if you just went by the editing. It wouldn't make any sense. And Chuck's big ass, he the biggest dude in there. He hiding behind his little wife, Monique, whatever, in the bookshelf, like just, I was like, what kind of bitch made you ex-football player, biggest dude in there, talking all tough about a female, and you see Apollo, you know, swell up and show his stuff, and you hide it. Oh, but why? But why is Chuck's big ass hiding, and he got the oldest men in the room breaking up the fight? That bothered me. You know, Greg and Peter, you know, they old. I love how Brandon acted like he didn't know how the fight started. You saw that? He was like, what happened? How did this even begin? Motherfucker, you. Shit. Maybe with Kenya, but definitely with you, with the men getting involved. I don't see any women jumping into the fight on that show, but I definitely could have pictured, you know, a few of the guys getting in it. And apparently they do. Hold on. Yeah, next episode, Peter and Todd, child. And Candy. Oh, that's going to be good. Just because to see her just, I will drag you in this bitch. Okay, honey. The only person that could have started a fight is the person that became physical. No amount of verbal provocation is grounds for physical assault. Do you know what that means? No amount of verbal provocation, no amount of me talking shit, basically, is legal grounds for physical assault. You can't legally hit me just because I said something you don't like. That's not legal. You can go to jail for that. And if you don't give a fuck, then I guess you ain't got much to live for anyway. So I wouldn't want you around me no way. Anyways, so I wouldn't say Nene started the fight, but I would say she put everyone in that position. She invited everyone there. All of this could have been avoided, bottom line, if Nene hadn't invited every damn body to the grown-ass pajama party. Or if Nene didn't insist that everyone share all the bullshit they talked about each other. This isn't a reasonable, like, mature group of people as a whole. There are, here and there are people that will control their actions and, you know, think before they speak, but this is not, as a whole, no, that's not the group. And it was shown, clearly. But you know, on the reunion show, Nene will say that she wasn't wrong, and Kenya will say she wasn't wrong. No one will own up to their actions. No one will own up to their mistakes. They're not mature people, and that's frustrating. And if they do, shit, that would surprise the hell out of me. I'll fall out my chair right then and there. Did she say she was wrong? Did she apologize for something? Is she accepting responsibility for her actions? Whew, that'll be the day. I guess when you that old and you've gotten through life just playing the victim, Kenya, or just, you know, justifying it, Nene, then I guess you just keep rolling with it. I can't hang with this crew. It's drama every 2 seconds. And on the vlog, I'll speak about how Kenya does her little teared up tap. You know how she does. And half the time it's fake. Like, so honestly, I can't be sure if she was actually crying during this little fertility test or whatever. It's like, I don't believe you. You lie very often. If someone lies that often, you're gonna tend to not believe anything they say. They can say, I just woke up this morning and be like, you're lying. I don't believe you. Prove it. I need video footage, unedited, raw footage. Like, I don't believe you. So Kenya does her little, I'm like, ugh. You do that tear duct tap so often, but your eyes never water, they're never red. Like, there's no sign of crying at all. Maybe once. That's all I remember. Like, I think once she was actually crying for real. But other than that, no. And no, I'm not hating on Kenya. Let me just say that in this video. So I'm not hating on Kenya. I don't think she's ugly, please. It's not like, oh, you're jealous because she looks better than you. Girl, please. I don't think she looks better than me. You shouldn't think anyone looks better than you. You should think you're the most beautiful man or woman on this earth. Or handsome man, whatever, you know. You should think very highly of yourself. That's not the issue. It's the not accepting responsibility for your actions, playing the victim after you done talk shit and started shit throughout the whole season. And all of a sudden you want to be like, oh, they did me wrong. No. Let's focus on my pain. Forget what you're talking about. Let's focus on my pain. Because that is what's important here. No. Oh yeah, I can't wait for my lip to fully heal from this piercing so that I can get the smaller one. Kiana.com. Yeah, y'all noticed I was changing my hair throughout this. I was looking at the viewfinder like, I don't like that. And then I straightened it this time, but I didn't put any oil in it. I just put leave-in conditioner and mousse. And I like it. But I actually had a nice style, but then I waited too long to do this video. And I was active, so the curls kind of fell. And that's what I get. So then I just started doing other shit with it. But I have very fine hair, if you haven't noticed. Very fine. Can't help it, runs in the family. And I'm not really worried about it anymore. It's like, I'm over it. Okay, I need to stop recording. Alright, I'll let you. Bye.